Good morning. We are starting the topic of interquartile range this week, and I thought I would give you just some examples to show you how we go about finding the interquartile range, or IQR. I'm going to start the trick all we're doing is finding three medians for a set of numbers, but the trick is with different total numbers in the set, it changes a little bit how we do it. So I'm going to start with 7 numbers. That's kind of the simplest version of IQR. So we have 7 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So to find the IQR, we need to find the median, the first quartile, and the third quartile. So we start by just finding the median of this set. So we count in 1, 2, 3. Well, 20 is the middle. So that's the median. 20 is our median, right? And for space here, I'm just going to write an M. Median, which is also quartile 2, our second quartile. We just call it the median usually, but it's also the second quartile. All right, then when we've identified our median, we want to find the median of the first half and the median of second. When there's just one number in the middle, right, we don't use that number in either set. So you see we need even numbers on both sides. So if we don't use the 20, we have 3 on this side, 3 on this side. So we just find the median of the first set, the first half of the numbers, and the median of the second half. So when I look at this in the first half, well, obviously, the middle number here is the 14. So that's our first quartile, or quartile 1. And in the second set of numbers, 28 is the middle number. Obviously, there's 3, and the middle one is 28. So that's quartile 3, right? And to find the IQR, we subtract quartile 1 from quartile 3. So 28 minus 14, right? 28 minus 14 is 14. So we found the IQR by finding the median of the whole set, the median of the first half, and the median of the second. And in this situation, we need this balanced on both sides. So when there's an odd number, we don't use the middle number in either set. Okay? All right. So now, that's 7 numbers. So now I'm going to change this up a little bit and say our set only had 6 numbers. 6 numbers. So when we count in now, 1, 2, 3, 20 and 17 are in the middle. We don't have a single middle number. So in that case, we would find the middle of the middle 2 numbers, or the mean or average. To find the average, we add the 2 numbers together and divide by 2, right? So 17 and 20 is 37, right? 20, 37. And there's 2 numbers we added together, so we divide by 2 to find the middle. Goes in once. 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract. Bring down the 7. 2 goes into 17. Well, 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. So 8 times 2, 16. Subtract, there's 1 left over, right? So remember, we add a decimal, bring it up, add a 0, bring it down. 2 into 10, well, 2 times 5 is 10. So now we have no remainder. 18.5 is our median, all right? So I'm going to come up here and write 18.5 as our median, or quartile 2, right? Now here's the trick. I didn't have a center number, a middle number. So when I find the median of the first half and second half, we use all the numbers. So these three are our first half, these three are our second half, right? So we use them all. We don't leave any out. So in the first half, right? First half are these three numbers. 14 is the middle. So that is quartile 1. These three numbers, the median is 24. So that's quartile 3. And wouldn't you know it, in this case, the only thing that changed was our median, but our IQR, interquartile range, is still quartile 3 minus quartile 1, which are the exact same in this situation. So, 24 minus 14, our IQR is 10. I almost messed up there and didn't have anybody to point it out for me. So our top quartile changed. It was 28, remember? So now it's 24. So 24 minus 10, or 14, our QR, the IQR is 10. So you see how when we had a middle number, we left it out so both sides would be balanced. When we don't have a middle number, we just split it in half and we use all the numbers, okay? Last thing, we're gonna try one more situation here. Now understand, you can always rewatch this video. If you're like, wait a minute, what did he say? You can always rewatch this video. So now we're gonna say, take away this. So now in this set, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, right? So I come to the middle, 1, 2, I've got a middle number, right? So that middle number is my median or second quartile. Now, once again, my two sides have to be an even number of data points. So I leave the middle number out and I find the median of the two halves. So 14 and 17, that's my first half, so I need to find the middle of that. Well, how do I do that? Add them together. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 31, right? So add them together, I get 31. And I added two numbers together, so I divide by 2. 2 goes into 3 once, subtract, bring down the 1. 2 goes into 11, 5 times. 1 left over, add a decimal, bring it up, add a 0, bring it down. 2 times 5 is 10. No remainder. So 15.5 is our quartile 1, right? So we just found the median of the first half and then median of the second half, right? Now in this situation, second half, we need to find the middle. Think about the middle of 24 and 28. Well, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. It's an even number, right? So the middle of that is two numbers. So 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So we can just see that the middle of 24 and 28 is 26. So that's our quartile 3. So you don't have to add and divide by 2 if it's a situation where you can just kind of do it in your head. So now we have to find our IQR, which is Q3 minus Q1. And just in case you forgot how to subtract decimals, we have to keep the points lined up and fill in with zeros, right? Borrow from the 6, make it a 5. 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. Bring down the decimal point. 5 minus 5 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. So our IQR for this set is 10.5. Now, I showed it with 7 numbers, right? Showed it with 6 numbers, and I showed it with 5 numbers. Now this theory applies all the time. If there's an odd number in the data set, you're going to have a single middle number, which you don't use for the 2 halves. If you have an even set of numbers in your data set, you won't have a middle number. You'll have to find the middle of 2 numbers, but you use all the numbers in the first and second half to find your medians, right? So hopefully that brought some clarity to how to go about this. But for IQR, it's pretty simple, right? You find the median of the whole set, you find the median of the first half, the median of the second half, and you subtract those. And we just call those quartiles. First quartile, median or second quartile, third quartile. And we do Q3 minus Q1 to find the IQR or interquartile range. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, you can rewatch this. Email me with any questions you might have. But I think if you pay attention and maybe rewatch it as you go, this will begin to be pretty simple for you. Okay? Awesome. Thanks for listening, and hope this week goes well.